This meeting is being conducted in a hybrid format to provide multiple ways for the public to receive information about the project and provide input. This meeting is being conducted in person, virtually through GoToWebinar, and over the phone. If you dialed in today on a telephone line, the PowerPoint presentation is available on the project webpage at swflroads.com/project/440444-1. For online participants, the GoToWebinar control panel should be visible in the upper right corner of your computer screen. If joining GoToWebinar on your mobile device, simply tap the screen to display the same options. The blue arrows in both images point to where you will find the question box. You can type a comment or question into the question box. Then click Send to submit your comment or question to staff. The red arrows in both images point to where you can find handouts, documents, and comment forms for this public meeting. Click the Handouts icon to see available handouts. Click on the file name to download. If you happen to experience a technical issue during this meeting, please type the issue in the questions box on the control panel on GoToWebinar, or send an email to david@valeran-group.com to report it. You may also call 630-363-4651. Staff will do their best to assist you. This public meeting was advertised and is being conducted in accordance with state and federal requirements, including Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Persons wishing to express their concerns about Title VI may do so by contacting Cynthia Sykes, District 1 Title VI Coordinator, by mail at 801 North Broadway Avenue, Bartow, Florida 33830-3809, by phone at 863-519-2287, or email at cynthia.sykes@dot.state.fl.us. You may also contact Aldrin Sanders, Equal Opportunity Office Civil Rights Manager, by mail at 605 Swanee Street, Tallahassee, Florida 32399-0450, by phone at 850-414-4764, or email at aldrin.sanders@dot.state.fl.us. This information is shown on a sign at the in-person location, on the project website, and in the meeting notifications. As mentioned, the project is in Polk County on State Road 33, Lakeland Hills Boulevard. From Parkview Place to north of Granada Street, the main objective of the project is to improve safety, mobility, and access along the corridor. State Road 33 is a north-south four-lane urban roadway with 11-foot travel lanes and curb and gutter. There is currently a 12-foot bi-directional left turn lane from Crawford Street to East Bella Vista Street. 5-foot sidewalks are provided on both sides of the roadway. The posted speed limit along the project corridor ranges from 35 to 40 miles per hour. There are 4 signalized intersections within the project limits: at Parkview Place, East Crawford Street, East Bella Vista Street, and at Granada Street. All 4 intersections have pedestrian signals and crosswalks. This is an illustrated typical section or cross-section showing the existing roadway elements. The project consists of complete reconstruction of the existing roadway and drainage system. Proposed improvements along State Road 33 include constructing a 12-foot raised median and 10-foot travel lanes, as well as replacing existing 5-foot sidewalks with 8-foot sidewalks from Parkview Place to north of Miami Street. From north of Miami Street to Granada Street, proposed improvements include constructing a 12-foot bi-directional left turn lane, 10-foot travel lanes, and replacing existing 5-foot sidewalks with 8-foot sidewalks. From Granada Street to south of Ada Street, proposed improvements include constructing a 12-foot bi-directional left turn lane and 12-foot travel lanes. Proposed improvements from Parkview Place to north of Miami Street are shown here, including construction of a new mid-block pedestrian crossing and rectangular rapid flashing beacon south of Channing Road and upgrading traffic signals at Parkview Place, East Crawford Street, and East Bella Vista Street. Proposed improvements from north of Miami Street to north of Granada Street are shown here, including construction of a new mid-block pedestrian crossing and pedestrian hybrid beacon north of Sawananoa Street and upgrading the traffic signal at Granada Street. Additional improvements along the entire project corridor include upgrading curb ramps to meet ADA standards and driveway, lighting, and drainage improvements. One of the most important responsibilities of the Florida Department of Transportation is to ensure that the design of each state road properly balances access and mobility. Access management is used to provide this very important balance. A basic principle of access management is to limit the number of conflict points along a roadway by minimizing the number of median openings and restricting certain movements within the median. In some cases, like this one, construction of a raised median can reduce conflicts and crashes. Conflict points are locations along a roadway where the paths of two vehicles can legally cross, just not at the same time. Each conflict point is a location where a crash can occur. Currently, there is a bi-directional left turn lane from Crawford Street to East Bella Vista Street. Vehicles are able to turn left onto any side street or into any property without restriction. This configuration allows for a high number of conflict points. The proposed raised median will reduce many potential vehicular conflict points, reducing the number of crashes and making the road safer for all users. In addition, this change can increase mobility and efficiency, reducing congestion and allowing more vehicles to safely navigate the roadway. As previously mentioned, this project includes construction of a new mid-block pedestrian crossing with the rectangular rapid flashing beacon, or RRFB, south of Channing Road. A mid-block crossing with RRFB was also recently constructed south of the project limits, between Buena Vista Street and El Paseo in front of Lakeland Regional Medical Center. The RRFB proposed for this project will function in a similar way. An RRFB consists of two rapid flashing yellow lights that are mounted below a yellow pedestrian crossing sign. For this project, RRFBs will be located on a mast arm over the roadway, rather than on single post signs as shown here. However, the way it functions remains the same. The flashing lights remain dark until they are activated by a pedestrian wishing to cross. While motorists are legally required to stop for pedestrians in any crosswalk in the state of Florida, RRFBs are installed to bring more visibility to the marked crosswalk to help pedestrians who need to cross. Let's look at how a pedestrian will interact with the RRFB. Upon approaching the crosswalk, the beacon will be dark and cars will be proceeding normally. Pedestrians are encouraged to push the button to activate the beacon, thus making their intent to cross more noticeable to motorists. Upon pressing the button to activate the signal, pedestrians may enter the crosswalk when motorists have come to a complete stop, or, if no traffic is present, closer than a safe stopping distance. Pedestrians will notice the flashing yellow lights or supplemental lights on the side of the RRFB to let them know the device has been activated. The flashing lights on the beacon will continue for a short time, allowing pedestrians to cross. Finally, after pedestrians have completed crossing and the RRFB has stopped flashing, any approaching pedestrians will have to press the button again to activate the RRFB, repeating the cycle. Now, let's look at how a motorist will interact with the RRFB. The RRFB's default state is dark until a pedestrian presses a button to cross. The motorist may proceed with caution if no pedestrians are in the crosswalk. Once a pedestrian presses the button, indicating they're ready to cross, the yellow lights begin to flash rapidly. The motorist must stop or clear the crossing if they are too close to stop safely. Motorists must remain stopped while pedestrians cross. The beacon will continue to flash, and motorists may proceed once the pedestrians clear their lane. Finally, the beacons will return to dark, and motorists may proceed with traffic when there are no pedestrians in the crosswalk. The beacons will remain dark until a new pedestrian approaches the crossing and presses the button. The project also includes construction of a new mid-block pedestrian crossing with a pedestrian hybrid beacon, or PHB, north of Swananoa Street. A PHB is an overhead traffic device designed to assist pedestrians in crossing at mid-block crossing locations by requiring motorists to stop during the red phase. For this project, PHBs will be located on a mast arm on the east side of the roadway, rather than in the median as shown here. However, the way it functions remains the same. It has two side-by-side red lights above a single yellow light. However, unlike a regular traffic signal, the signal face for drivers remains dark until the pedestrian activates the beacon. Pedestrian movements are controlled by ordinary pedestrian signals. Now, let's look at how pedestrians and motorists will interact with the PHB. Upon approaching the crosswalk, pedestrians will see the Don't Walk sign. To activate the PHB, pedestrians must push the button and wait for the walk signal. For motorists, the signal face will remain dark until pedestrians activate the beacon. Motorists may proceed with traffic. Upon pressing the button, pedestrians will continue to see the Don't Walk sign and must wait. The signal face will begin to flash yellow to warn motorists that it has been activated by a pedestrian waiting to cross the street, and they will soon be required to stop. As pedestrians continue to wait, the brief flashing yellow of the signal face will be followed by a steady yellow to direct motorists that they must stop if they can safely do so because the signal is about to turn red. For pedestrians, the walk signal is then lit, allowing them to begin crossing the roadway. Pedestrians should look in both directions to ensure that all vehicles are stopped. For motorists, the steady yellow is followed by a steady red signal, requiring motorists to come to a complete stop at the stop line while pedestrians are in the crosswalk. The pedestrian signal will then change to a flashing Don't Walk symbol, and a countdown timer to notify pedestrians how much time they have to finish crossing. Pedestrians should not begin crossing during this countdown. The flashing red light for motorists indicates that they must remain stopped while pedestrians are in the crosswalk, but may proceed with caution once pedestrians are clear. Each vehicle in the queue must stop upon reaching the stop bar until the phase ends. Finally, after pedestrians have completed crossing, pedestrians will once again see the Don't Walk sign, and the signal face of the beacon will be dark. Any approaching pedestrians will have to press the button again to activate the PHB, repeating the cycle. Adjacent to the south end of this project, design is currently underway for a safety improvements project along State Road 33 from North Iowa Avenue to Parkview Place. The project entails replacing the existing center two-way left turn lane with a 12-foot wide raised grass median. A hybrid public meeting for the project was held on January 13, 2022. Construction is anticipated to begin in August 2023 and completed in October 2023. For more information on the adjacent project, visit the project website at swflroads.com/project/428979-1. Moving forward, the design on this project is in progress and anticipated to be complete in summer 2024. The improvements on this project will be constructed entirely within the existing right-of-way and therefore will not require property acquisition. Construction for this project is anticipated to begin in the winter of 2024 at an estimated cost of $16.7 million. We encourage your input and feedback about this project, and there are multiple ways for you to participate. All public comments and questions are part of the public meeting record, and every method for providing public comments and questions carries equal weight. While comments and questions will be accepted at any time, those submitted by October 28, 2022 will become part of the project's public meeting record. All comments and questions will be responded to in writing following the meeting. To submit comments in person, you may speak to our project staff on the floor or complete a printed comment form and return it to project staff. If you are participating online, you may submit written questions or comments in the question box on the GoToWebinar control panel. Written comments may also be submitted on the project website at swflroads.com/project/440-444-1. You may also contact the FDOT Project Manager directly by email at philip.menke@dot.state.fl.us or by U.S. mail at the Florida Department of Transportation, 801 North Broadway Avenue, Bartow, Florida 33830. You may also call the project manager at 863-519-2803 to provide verbal comments during normal business hours. The contact information is also available on the public meeting notification that you may have received by mail. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation, thank you for attending this public meeting and providing your input on this project. If you have comments or questions about the meeting, please submit them by October 28, 2022. Contact information, a recording of this presentation, project documents, and other exhibits displayed at the public meeting are posted on the project website at swflroads.com/project/440-444-1. Have a good evening.